Ladies and gentlemen, I'm speaking with Mr. Wilmoth Hodge, candidate for District Number 7 of the Anguilla Progressive Party. Mr. Hodge, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself and why is it that you're running to serve District Number 7 in the Parliament of Anguilla?
First of all, let me say thank you for having me here this evening to share my views as to why I believe that I am fully equipped to be the next representative for District Number 7. I am a person who have always committed myself to community service. I've served in many community organizations within my district and throughout Anguilla. And I believe that at this particular time in Anguilla's history, we need leadership that is responsive to the needs of the people of the island. Anguilla right now is going through some economic hardships on the part of individuals, and I believe that government needs to have a certain level of compassion and understand exactly where people are coming from during these times, and to provide the requisite response to the needs of our people, and in particular as it relates to jobs, labor, and a number of other issues that has to do with people's livelihood.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Hodge. Can you just care to expand just a bit on perhaps some aspects of the community service that you've done in the past, in terms of how that might have prepared you, just be a little bit more specific on that particular area, or areas of community service that you've previously performed?
Well, I have served in the Anguilla National Youth Council for a number of years, and I've also served in my local church. I have been responsible for various organizations within my church, various committees in my church, and I believe that my experience in terms of dealing with issues at the community level and at church level would give me the necessary tools in terms of organization and planning to look at taking Anguilla from where it is now and taking it into the future. I also believe that God has a hand on Anguilla, and that God has a hand on my life. And that is the reason why I make much emphasis on the church at this time. I believe that that God is looking for individuals to use wisdom during these times, because the times in which we are living in warrants that that leadership uses that level of wisdom in order to be able to put in place the right mechanisms, put in place the right legislation in order to benefit the people at large.
Now, thank you very much, Mr. Hodge. Can you perhaps comment a little bit on your previous work experiences, educational background, how that also might have prepared you for the role in which you're seeking?
Yes, I worked at Cable and Wireless for 15 years, and I also work within the tourism industry. I worked at one of the local hotels, and I also was in shipping for 1 year. And I believe that the work that I have done in all of these different areas has given me a certain level of discipline, has enabled me to interact with people at the higher levels within organizations, and also with my peers. I believe that that the experience that I've gained and the various courses that I've attended while working in these institutions has given me a wide knowledge as to how to deal with issues organizationally, and I believe that that is something that is also required at the top level of government in Anguilla.
Just one final question, Mr. Hodge. Perhaps can you comment on perhaps just one or two of the courses that you've attended, and perhaps how did that course help to prepare you for your role as a political leader here in Anguilla?
Leadership management, those type of courses, while I was at Cable and Wireless in particular, I got certificates for such courses, and it gives you an understanding of the way people work at the lower levels, and also it gives you an understanding of how management works at the top level, and the fact that persons have to be able to manage with and recognizing that people are important. And I believe in government, right? One needs to understand that the people who serve in government, the civil servants, they are very important, and that one cannot just manage in abstract from the persons who are needed, are required to do the work. One must be able to understand what is happening at the lower level of the organization, and be able to take ideas from people who actually do work, in order to make decisions in terms of going forward in organizations. And I believe that is something that that myself and my colleagues will do. When we get into government, we will sit with every sector of government. We will sit with the people who actually do the work and understand exactly what is happening in government, and we will provide the type of management and the leadership that is required in order to move these areas forward.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hodge, and Godspeed. God bless.